Welcome back from Classic Work. Today we're going to go look into the other joiner and its setup and process, but it's kind of boring to watch all that stuff. So I thought today is we would do one of the basic woodworking tasks that all woodworkers have to do, which is to square lumber. Now, the thing about wood is it's very, I wouldn't say unstable, but when it's green and when it's drying and when it's in certain weather conditions, it's going to twist and bow and cup. And I'm going to teach you today how to run a board through your basic milling processes to get it flat, square, and true. So let's get out.
Hey, you there. You ready to run your board through the joiner? Well, too bad. You got to do some layout first.
And the voice is right. You do have to know some of the things about the way to look at a board to determine what you're going to do to mill it square and mill it straight. Now, there's three basic things that you need to know for when you look at a board to determine what you need to do to it to get all the baddies out of it. I guess that's the best thing to call it. The three things are, you can have a cut board, twisted board, or bowed board, and sometimes you can get a board with all three of them. Now, we'll start with the easiest, which is a cut board. Cut board is when, like the name suggests, the board is curved, and it'll usually have 2 points that are lower, and then it'll have one section of it on the top, which is bowed up. So, and if you can look at this board right here, you see this little upside down smiley face here. Usually these 2 points will be lower, like I said, and this point right here will be tall. And the easiest way to get rid of that is if you have a joiner, take your joiner and lay the smiley face here upside down and run it through the bed on the joiner, and it will flatten this bottom half. To get rid of the top little bow right here, once you've got this side flat, take it over to your planer and plane the top half flat. And since you've already made a flat surface with the joiner on this side, it'll make this flat and parallel. Next thing that there is a twist. Now, a twist in a board is when one corner and opposite corner on the tail end are twisted. And I can't really tell you how it looks, but it kind of looks like this. This end's lower and this end's lower, this end's taller and this end's taller on a board. Now, the easiest way to get rid of that is there's no easy way to run it through there. You're just going to have to pick a side and determine the best way, go with the grain, of course, and try to get it flat on your joiner. Now, you have to have really steady hands as you push it through the joiner's bed, but if you keep it flat every time, then it will get this face flat. The last one is a bow. Now, a bow is when an edge, from edge to edge, it's got, it's straight right here, then it kind of bows up and then it goes down again, and it'll be the exact mirrored opposite on the other end. Instead of bowing here in the middle, it will dip here in the middle. And the easiest way to get rid of that is to run it through the joiner. Once again, you can take, if it's not too bad of a bow, if it's really, really bad, you want to take a skill saw and cut that line straight, and then you can join it. But for a mild bow, you can run that through the joiner and you should have no problem. It'll cut on this edge. If the bow is like this, it'll cut on this edge, won't cut here, and then it'll cut on this edge until you remove enough material so that you can get a straight line going all the way across. And that's your basic roadmap for looking and determining a board. Next step is we're going to use 3 basic machines to make a board flat.
One thing I like to do before I join anything on my joiner is to take a good quality square and check for squareness on the fence of the joiner. And you need to check several points for consistency. Another thing I like to do is put some wax on the bed of the joiner to help things slide along easier and to prevent rust. get started to joint your lumber, always start with one face, and as you can see the line curve down, that's where the cut was formed in the wood. And you want to join it as many times as it takes to get it flat. For best results, don't cut any deeper than 1/32 of an inch. You don't have to use push blocks. You can use different methods, but to me, they are the safest and the easiest to control. Once you've got your face flattened, take your fresh face and put it up against your fence and joint the edge on the side. This right here will assure that you get a 90-degree edge to the face. Be sure to side everything, make sure it looks true. And one thing that you need to do is do some form of writing on the board itself so you don't get confused of which face and which side that you've done. So I just use a little squiggly line to tell me. Next you move to the planer. Take the face that you have already jointed and lay it flat on the table and then plane the top half of the board. Side it, make sure everything looks good, and go as far as you need to go to get it true. Again, best results, don't go any deeper than 1/32 of an inch. And last, go to the table saw. As you can see, there's my squiggly line for the edge I've already jointed. Place it up against the fence on your table saw and run it through. When you get done, you should have a parallel edge to the one that you've jointed.
Okay. Now, when you get done, you should have a perfectly square board, like so. I don't know if you can see it, but everything should be nice and square. Everything will be nice and flat, and everything, when you side it, should be nice and true. In this case, that's a good one. And I promise everybody, for anybody who's that keeps an eye on my videos out there, I promise you that we will do a project soon. I'm sure all of y'all think that I'm just I got all these tools and I just like, tuning them up. I just like fixing stuff, just like building stuff that's not very, very cool. And I'm gonna show y'all some really, really cool stuff out there. Matter of fact, one of my newer projects is pretty sweet. So I just want to show everybody some basics for the new woodworkers out there. We're trying to keep, try to get the young people involved. Of course, I am myself a young person, but I really want to reach out and help people, because I didn't know all this when I was young, and I want to pass it on and tell people all about it. So we're going to get going and doing some great things soon. Please post any comments, things you want me to do, any projects or anything like that. I'll be glad to answer any questions that I can help you with. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I do other stuff besides, woodworking. Soon we're going to get into some blacksmithing and metal casting, so keep an eye out. I'll be seeing y'all soon. Take care.